All right. Hello out there. How's it going, everybody? Glad to have you on this July 14th, Wednesday. Wrapping up the All-Star game. Seemed like that was a lot of fun for some people. We got some good golf coming up this weekend. We have a very important NBA Finals game that we will talk about for a little bit today. But today is Wednesday, and you know what Wednesday means. That's right. Hashtag Where's the D Wednesdays. Today we'll be doing defensive talk pretty much until the season begins. Once the season begins, waivers will clear. I'll be telling you to go pick up this person if you didn't get picked up on waivers. Go pick up this person, and then we'll be prepping for Thursday. But until that moment, it will be hashtag Where's the D Wednesday. Hashtag Where's the D, that's me, baby. Today we're going to be talking about Defensive Player of the Year and Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Rookie Player of the Year, however you want to look at it. Both of those will be kind of good wagers. I feel like so many people focus on the offensive side of the ball that it's very, very nice to have, somebody bring the defensive perspective because it's going to help you with your betting. And if you're not playing with IDP, man, you should totally be playing with IDP. Why are you not doing that right now? Get it together. Let's go. But before we get too far into it, I want to remind everybody, please go to iggy'sfantasyandbetting.com. Check out the page. Scroll down just a little bit. Get past the podcast upload. And then we have information for the Charity League, the Google form, the donation link. It's kawasakikids.org. Go check them out, see what they're about. They have their mission statement, a lot of pertinent information there. And then their hashtag is hashtag Brave Kids and then also hashtag Strong Hearts. So check them out that way if you want. Like I said, it's the leading disease it's the leading heart disease in developed nations, and 95% of the people don't even know what they aren't even aware of them in any way, shape, or form. So let's go do that. We're about halfway filled up. I know we can do it before the next 2.5 weeks. Let's go get it filled out, and let's have some fun with it, and let's go support some kids. It's a pretty traumatic experience for those that have had gone through it like I have, and so forth. And then, guess what? Like I said, there's a lot of talk going around the Warrior Bowl, and so there's that aspect of everything going on as well. That's an awesome. I'm glad to be with that since it's inaugural part. They've been helping me out. In fact, they've been helping me out so much. The winner of the Charity Bowl is already guaranteed a spot in next year's 2022 Warrior Bowl. How about that? Pretty good. People wanting to get in now. I've seen a few comments about how people were a little upset that they didn't get to make it in. Well, now here's your chance. Get in the Charity Bowl. You can get Warrior Bowl ticket punch for 2022. But not only that, you can see all my memorabilia up here. Since I didn't do Memorabilia Monday yesterday, I got Marshall Faulk over here. This is an Indianapolis Colt Marshall Faulk. Now, Baltimore Colt. Pretty sure it's, Indianapolis Colt Marshall Faulk. Pretty awesome looking card. Got the awesome background in there. It's a sick one, man. I got all kinds of stuff. Probably doesn't matter. Whoever your favorite team is, I don't have a lot of Texans stuff because they weren't around in the 90s. But other than that, I got you covered. So, it doesn't matter kind of what your team. I got other sports, mainly football. We'll work something out. I'm also getting a ring put in place as well. So, that'll be just to the winner. But the top four, if we fill out all conferences, we will be able to get that going for you, and it will be the top. You make it to the top of each conference and you'll be able to go forth with it after that. All right, but like I said, that altogether what you see is not even 10% of what I have, so don't worry about that. We'll get you covered. I'll find something out for you. If I got to go buy something brand new for you, I'll do it. I don't care where you live. You can live in the middle of nowhere, China, BFE, which is bum freaking Egypt. I don't care where you are. I'm going to make sure we get it to you. All right, that's the whole fun part of this thing. All right, now that we've gone past that, guys, like I said, it's going to be hashtag Where's the D Wednesdays. We're going to be talking about defensive players. This is, fantasy and betting. I talk about both, and we're going to kind of talk about both of them, but with the mindset of defensive player of the year and defensive rookie of the year, right? So let's see. Here we go. Looking at defensive player of the year, we know who got it last year, Aaron Donald. It'll be really difficult, I think, for him to get 4. He's dominated in so many ways. I think it's very possible. Myles Garrett coming in with the second best odds. Of course, this is on DraftKings for me. I will be using other sports books as we get closer to the season. This is just kind of my off-season special to go to. Myles Garrett at plus 600. Then you got T.J. Watt at plus 700. Then the Bosa brothers coming in with Nick Bosa plus 1,100. Joey Bosa plus 1,200. A name. And then Chase Young, so that rounds out their top 10, or your top 6, is Chase Young at plus 1,200. And then we move up into kind of the 2000s, some pretty high odds, but if they hit, Man, they hit. And then we got Khalil Mack at plus 2,000. Oh, man, he just hasn't really been that good since he's been in Chicago. Derwin James, if he can put together a healthy season, again, let's just see what he's got. But he's at plus 2,500, sitting in the 8 spot odds. Then we got Shaquille Barrett actually at plus 3,300, and then Minka Fitzpatrick as well at 3,300, rounding out your top 10. Okay, the odds stay at 3,300 for quite a while. Just to spit off some more names for you, we got Stephon Gilmore, Daniela Hunter, Darius Leonard, Von Miller, Jalen Ramsey, Bobby Wagner, J.J. Watt, and Devin White, and they're all at 3,300. Once you get and Tre'Davious White too, he's at 3,300. After that, we start getting into the 4,000 range, 5,000 range. It's pretty interesting to me because I do not see Darius Leonard. I don't know why his name's not up there. You know, they got like Trey Hendrickson and Devin Bush way down here at 10,000. Leonard Williams at 10,000. Trey Flowers. Desmond King at 10,000? What the heck? How is Desmond King on here? They do have DeForest Buckner at 10,000. Jesse Bates at 10,000. Richard Sherman, I don't even think he's on the team. Roquan Smith at 8,000. My goodness. If the Bears could somehow be good, Roquan at 8,000 could be a steal. I mean, let's just look at that real quick. It's kind of the lowest odds I see happening. You put a $10 bet on there, you've won $810. Oh my gosh, that might be worth a small wager. Chandler Jones 4,000. I just kind of find that a little bit odd. Oh, there he is, Darius Leonard. I did read him way down at 3,300. It seems like they do like to focus on pass rushers and some cornerbacks, defensive backs. You don't see the interior linebacker getting this award as much as they used to. But let's look at this. You know, also guys, as this write this, I have the articles coming out every day. Every day there's a new article on the website coming out. Also on Fantasy King Sports, they're kind of utilizing it in a different way. But I'm ranking the defenses. I started it whenever we had 32 games before the first actual week, not the Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame game. But whenever we actually play the full first week of the preseason, I have that set up to that's when it ends, okay? But I'm ranking the 32 defenses. We've gone through them so far. And, you know, we got Houston, Philadelphia, Atlanta. Those are the three bottom for me. We'll be writing the new one. It will be out today, this afternoon. So when we keep that in mind, we want to try to stay away from teams that aren't going to really perform well. Aaron Donald's won. His team's gone to the playoffs. I think every year he's won it. All right. Myles Garrett, I think he would have to do a lot. He always starts out so hot, and then he kind of like peters out at the end of the year. So if he could just maintain some consistency, that's good. The Cleveland Browns, a playoff team. TJ Watt on the Steelers, another playoff team, led the league in sacks last year. He's a little spurned about the fact that he didn't, win Defensive Player of the Year. So I think he's going to be bringing it. But the thing is, I think TJ Watt's going to be double teamed a lot this year. I expect to see him. Henderson, I don't know who's going to be lining up full-time across from him, but they're not going to demand the respect that TJ Watt does. And so as somebody that has TJ Watt as like their starter, it's a captain in our league, but it's a keeper for you guys. Keeper. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed about it, but I will be probably placing a small wager on him. My next favorite, you got the Bosa brothers. They just can't seem to stay healthy. I honestly don't think San Francisco is going to make the playoffs. I know a lot of you people do. You know, they had a high draft pick this last year. I don't think it was just injuries that allowed them to not be in the relative conversation. I think it's a little bit more than that. Joey Bosa, if the Chargers could do well, if he could play a complete season, that's a possibility. He is like a fan favorite. So I feel like the NFL kind of puts that narrative out there for him a lot. To succeed, they're both, they're sons of a very successful football player, longtime Miami Dolphin. All right, Chase Young, won Defensive Rookie of the Year. They definitely want him hyped. He's been working so hard, and there's a lot of great talent around him, guys. That's what it boils down to for me. Is I think Chase Young has a legitimate chance if the Washington Redskins can just maintain some relevancy. If they have playoff opportunities going into week 16 and 17, I think there's a good chance for Chase Young to bring home the Defensive Player of the Year. I really do. I think that could happen. Khalil Mack, Derwin James, I don't really feel so great about. Like, Derwin James has got the second best odds on his team, They have much better odds for Joey Bosa, double the odds for Derwin James. So I don't know. I was such a big Derwin James truther coming out, but you can't get hurt your first 2 out of 3 years and expect me to just keep pumping you up. You got to drink some milk or do something along those lines. Shaquille Barrett could. I don't think that's going to happen. He's on a great team. Minka Fitzpatrick, the Steelers, like I said, he's the number 2 option on his team. Then we have Stephon Gilmore. He won it a couple years ago. I think it's weird to see a quarterback kind of just fall out of relevancy. He's still good, but he's not as good, and he wants to be put on a new, in a new situation. So that's just something to take a look at. Daniela Hunter, man alive, that'd be pretty awesome. He'd have to have a really, I think he could come back for comeback player of the year. Let's see if they have him on the odds. He's way down there. He's at 3,300 to be the comeback player of the year. Like I said, on the flip side of that, that's what he's at also to be the defensive player of the year. So, we're in that range of guys at 3,300. Darius Leonard, I put a pretty big wager on Darius to get it last year. It just didn't happen for me. It could happen. I don't know. He's definitely the leader of his team. If the Colts go on and get like the number 1 seed or something like that, that could very well happen. Von Miller also very good possibility if he finally gets to display what he can do in that Vic Fangio defense, and Denver ends up being like a high, if they can win their division especially, but if they even make it like as a higher wild card, I could see that happening. Ramsey playing shutdown could happen. Bobby Wagner, it could happen. I just feel like if it was going to happen for him, it already happened. J.J. Watt, no, I don't see that happening at all. I think Chandler Jones will have more than he will. But one person I'm really, I'm going to definitely place a wager on is Devin White. Devin White at 3,300, I think it's a very good value. It'd be really difficult for an inside linebacker to do it, but if you just go back and look at his year last year, there's no reason he shouldn't have been a candidate for it last year. Like I said, they definitely kind of favor cornerbacks and pass specialists, but interior, as far as the inside linebackers go, I think that's just an amazing opportunity. I couldn't let it go down as far as that goes. Jair Alexander at 5,000. I mean, he'd have to start taking picks, and he just doesn't get any passes his way. So I think that's what makes that very difficult. Roquan Smith, I told you guys, Cameron Hayward, Fred Warner, Cameron Jordan, Jeffrey Simmons, Vita Vea, Zadarius Smith at 5,000. He's had trouble making the Pro Bowls, even though he's been one of the better sack artists of the league in the past 4 years. Let's see. Kyle Van Noy's up there. I don't know why. I guess they just try to get people to come in with like their team and make a bet. James Bradbury, if people start trying to throw at him and he gets like 10, 11 picks, there's a possibility being in such a big market in New York. Jalen Smith, You got Grady Jarrett. I don't see that either. Desmond King. I can't even believe his name's on there. He hasn't even been close to the best defensive player of the year, but they got him playing in Houston. Who knows? Brandon Graham's up there with 15,000 odds. Him and Trey Flowers have the highest. That would be something else. Quinton Williams at 10,000. Levante David at 10,000 as well, but he's just going to be outshadowed. Devin Bush, so you got at least 3 Steelers here. But let's highlight back the ones I think that really have a legitimate chance. Roquan Smith, big market. If the Bears do better than expected, he could have a big part of that. Devin White, I feel pretty good about at plus 3.3. Chandler Jones, something tells me to do it, but people in Arizona, I think some credit would go to other places like Budda Baker or something, which is really amazing. I don't even see Budda Baker on here, which is silly. You got Desmond King, but not Budda Baker. But I guess you have Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt. So, yeah, I can't really do much. Jamal Adams, I know a lot of people are super high on him. If you think Jamal Adams has a chance, he's at plus 5,000. That's kind of hard to argue with. I can't say that Darius Leonard doesn't have a shot. So I've narrowed it down to 5 of them all together. And starting with the worst odds, we have Roquan Smith at plus 8,000. God, if he did that, that would be such a big payoff. And you have Devin White and Darius Leonard, two great inside linebackers. So I went with 3 interior linebackers. It's very difficult for them to do it, but I do think that they're head and shoulders above the rest of the playing field as far as their position kind of goes. Then I got Chase Young at 1,200. I think he's got an excellent shot if he racks up, let's say, 14, 15 sacks in that defense. He's got so much hype around him, it'd be really difficult for the panel to ignore him, you know. So that's the thing about it. And then TJ Watt, who came out and said he took it pretty personal. I thought he was going to do it. I placed not 1 but 2 wagers on TJ Watt to win it because I had a preseason wager, and then I placed another one as we got closer to the awards because I just thought for sure there's no way that he was going to lose it. And he did. He lost it to Aaron Donald, who joined JJ Watt as a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. So TJ Watt could be bringing it. I do see a lot of double teams, but he's my guy. You know, he's going to have to fight through those double teams. He's going to have to stay healthy, and he's going to have to be the pass rush for his entire team, basically, unless they start doing some stuff with Minkah Fitzpatrick, dropping him down. So for Devin Bush kind of getting in there. But there you have it. There's my top 5 for that, okay? And then we're going to go to Defensive Rookie of the Year. Not as many kind of candidates I don't think can come in and just make this and take it as their own. There's a little less. So let's just read out the top 5, and then I'll kind of give you some other names in there that I think have possibility. Micah Parsons at plus 500. That's a crowded linebacker room with Keanu Neal. You got Jalen Smith, of course, Leighton Vander Esch, and Micah Parsons. Not saying that they can't all be utilized. Michael Parsons is a stud. I was hoping he would fall, but you know that's just not going to be the case. The Cowboys made sure of that. So Micah Parsons at plus 500 is your best odds. Jalen Phillips at plus 700. Jamin Davis at plus 800. Jeremiah Osuwa-Koromoa at plus 800. Kwity Paye, very popular name, plus 1,000. Keep that one in mind for Kwity Paye. Then you got Zaven Collins. Like I said, there's just going to be so much talent around Collins on that Cardinals defense. He's the 6th one at plus 1,200. If he does a lot and the Cardinals do well, like if he gets 100 tackles or something, he's going to be hard to pass up. I don't know how he's going to be utilized, but he's going to have Budda Baker behind him, Malcolm Butler on the outside, Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt bringing pressure. As long as he does fundamentally sound middle linebacker, or, you know, I don't know how they're going to use him, but linebacker play or safety play, he's going to have a whole defense around him where he's not going to have to worry about other things and being such the playmaker, you know. So I don't know. Then J.C. Horn, he has a chance. Like I said, they love cornerbacks. Patrick Surtain, they're both at plus 1,400. Greg Newsome the second's at plus 2,000. Asante Samuel Jr.'s at 2,500. Richie Grant's at plus 4,000. Jabril Cox plus 5,000. I've just not seen Gregory Rousseau, if you feel like it's at plus 1,600. I think this is going to be a lot harder to nail down. I think Phillips has a good chance. Surtain's kind of walking into the position where he doesn't have to be the best corner on his team, and they might throw it. They may try to throw it his way. Some Vic Fangio may make him look like a stud. I don't know. I'm kind of between. You got Micah Parsons. If he comes in and starts, I think that's that defense. It'll be hard for that defense not to be improved from where it was last year. He's playing in a big market team in Dallas. That's just another thing that kind of goes to his advantage. Kwity Paye, he's at plus 1,000. I don't know. He could come in and kind of make an impact right away, and that would work advantage to him as well. But I think if I'm going to narrow it down to 3, since there's less here, I think Micah Parsons, the overall favorite. Xavier Collins, I don't know if that knucklehead move this offseason is going to come back to hindering, but when it comes down to playing football, I think he's such a stud. And I think he's got he wants to prove himself coming from a smaller university. He's kind of got that chip on his shoulder. And I honestly think the Cardinals are going to have one of the best defenses of the year. So that's, it'll be hard for him if he just comes in and does his job. It might make it look like he did a whole lot with a good defense. And then also Patrick Surtain at plus 1,400. I think Vic Fangio is one of the best defensive coordinators out there. I think the Broncos have a very underrated defense, and they haven't really done much in 3 years now. So if they can just make it to the playoffs and let's say he gets 5 or 6 interceptions, it'll be hard to tell him no, because he came in with a lot of hype. has a chance to like make it look like he turned the fortune of a team around. They're not, people are already blasting on their offense, so it's going to be up to their defense to get them the recognition that they need. But yeah, those are my 3 for there. Like I said, you can hedge these. You can kind of pick your own one and kind of go about it that way if that's if that's the way you want to kind of take your medicine. I kind of narrow it down to about 3 or 4 preseason. Place smaller bets on them because they all turn out. The lowest odds is 700 on the ones I told you about. So even then, like even just a $10 bet there would go to $80 that you would win. On the flip side, like I said, we did that with Roquan Smith, and if he does it, you're going to win $800, which is very nice. But it's just the thing to keep in mind. This is fun. I like looking at defense. I consider myself a defensive expert, so I want to share this knowledge with you because I don't feel like a lot of people talk about this. It's more about over under on some 28th ranked quarterback there. What's his over under going to be, not the defense. All right, guys. I really appreciate everybody joining here today. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Remember, #Where's the D? Hit me up with any lineup questions. Join the charity league. I'm about to go out there and spam a bunch of you. It'll be fun. You'll like it. 6 IDPs in the charity league. A defensive special teams. Rock with it. You like TJ Watt? Go get the Steelers defense. Get TJ Watt. Bam, 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 bam. You think he's going to get all those picks? You like Micah Parsons? Probably can get him super cheap at most IDP positions. You think he's going to be defensive rookie of the year? Go out and tag team in with that. Cowboys, you can probably stream their defense most weeks. If you want to roll with the Cardinals like I told you, and you want to go get Budda Baker, Xavier Collins, Chandler Jones, J.J. Watt, there were so many double downs available if you think they're going to have great years. And that's part of what makes the charity league so fun. All right. Well, here's to you guys. Cheers, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Cheers, everybody.